Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Well, happy Tuesday evening to my coffee beans. Come on in. We've got a lot to go over.
Every single day, I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range, cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Bullhorn Betty in the kitchen, listen. She be solving what the recipe's missing. Almost perfect, she can feel it in her soul. Look out there, here it is. Go to heaven when it hits your lips. You say one more tweet, but you already stole the show. You take a bite, close your eyes, say, hold up, let me analyze, yeah. Crunch aloud, it alibis, yeah.
Oh,
Juice
yeah,
down,
baby.
You apologize, you laugh. I almost did it, but the smile says, girl, you did it. Sticky notes on the fridge door, reading, this is it, this is it. Bullhorn Betty in the kitchen, listen. She be solving what the recipe's missing. Almost perfect, she can feel it in her soul. You already stole the show.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We have a lot to go over, so I hope we don't have to shut the show down because I was actually going to try to put in, to see if we can do a panel. I've already got it pulled up to see if we can do a panel, so I might fritz the system out. So we'll do that a little closer to the end of the show. We'll do that a little closer to the end of the show. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We're covering the case of the sailing hookers. This is Brian and Lynette Hooker. Lynette overboard. Brian making statements like, I wish I had finished the job and thrown you overboard. I've thrown you overboard. And then she comes back to the man, and then boom, he says she goes overboard. So what really happened out there in the Bahamas? Is this something more? Is this something Or is this just a terrible accident happening to a terrible, just something terrible happening, and he just happens to have this terrible history? It's hard for many of us to believe that that is the case. Usually when things usually go wrong in a certain fashion, and you find out that those elements exist in this story, it makes it hard to believe. And then we have Ashley Banfield, and Ashley Banfield has coordinates, real live coordinates on exactly what transpired on that water. And it's shocking. It is utterly shocking. I truly believe we have evidence to prove that Brian was on the boat, not in the dinghy. So we're going to go over all of that in this evening's show. So stick with me. It is nice to see everybody here. We are going to attempt, like I said, we have to do it live. I've got no other way of doing this. So we're going to try to incorporate closer to the end of the show. And I'm probably going to have one of my mods, and one of my mods is most likely the real me too. I just dropped this on her. She's just now realizing I'm going to most likely bring her up on the show. I didn't pre-warn her before kind of volunteering her, but it's always better to ask for, forgiveness than it is for permission. So this evening, she knows how to work StreamYard. She knows how to turn her camera off, and she's probably going to want to smack me after she realizes I'm going to force her up onto the show this evening. But it's just to do the test run. I want to check the system out, see if we have the ability. I'd love to do panels. Long time ago, we used to do panels. We have the Guthrie case, which we need to have a panel. We need to have panels. We need to have some panel guests. We need to have some roundtable discussions about it. I think it'll be super important. I think I'll really enjoy that. I think the audience will really enjoy that. I think voices being heard on this channel will be great. And it's something we haven't done in a while, and it's because we've been having some growing pains and trying to figure out, where am I going to take the studio? Where am I going to take the channel? How much money are we going to invest in this? It's already been a lot. Thank God for, baby love. Thank you. God bless you, right? So we've been able to really take this channel into a completely different direction, and I've really enjoyed what we're creating. So it's nice to see. And if you're asking me if I'm really drinking coffee this late at night, the answer is yes, I am. I am drinking coffee this late at night. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the... I'm like this all day. Hey! People come in here and say, oh, you got a little too much caffeine there, Betty. You got a little bit too much caffeine. Just a little bit. Let us a little bit. We're going to dive right on into this. So, as you guys know, Brian was arrested. They call it arrested down there, but it's basically what we here in the States refer as being detained. So he was arrested on suspicion of murder. He was never charged. He was just required to stay in their jail while they worked this out. They did not find Lynette, and therefore they didn't have a whole lot to charge him on. Yes, they could have charged him with some type of DUI, motorboat, something on those lines. However, I think that everybody knows that's not what we're dealing with here. And I think, the rush to judgment, the rush to charge, I think will end up coming back to bite them in the rear end. So I absolutely believe it is, without a doubt, necessary to, in better terms, let him go. Right? They were able to keep him behind bars to keep from destroying any evidence. So that's the one thing that we can say. And not only that, I did find out his boat was raided after he was released. So we're going to get into all of that. Lots of stuff to go on here. We're finding out Brian Enton's going out there. Ashley Banfield's already on her way out there. So we've got a lot of people that are going to be boots on the ground right there in the Bahamas, getting us and feeding us back as much information as humanly possible out there. I have a funny feeling this is going to turn into a big case. It's already turning into a media circus. And these are, but this is the type of stuff we have to do. If we don't turn this stuff into media circuses, Lynette is never going to get the resources she needs to be found. And so we have to go really hard and really heavy on cases, because if we don't, then all the resources are not put toward these cases. It just is. It is a system. It is a science. It's the truth, and we can get results. So it sounds like a lot of media is already going out there. This is going to get fairly big, because this is, you have a woman here that's, older, but has been in this relationship for 25 years. It's been tumultuous at best. It's been like a lot of abusive relationships, really good when it's good, and just a nightmare when it's not. And it sounds like it just turned worse when they got into such close quarters. They have not done good at all. In 2023, they purchased the Soulmate, which is their sailboat yacht. It's a 50-foot, I can't remember. I read it the other day, like a Morin 460. I don't know. Okay, I'm not Yar. Okay, just to put it out there, I'm not Yar. But so I don't know what the hell I'm talking about up here when it comes to boats. But the bottom line is they purchased this beautiful, not a beautiful boat. This boat was ran down. It needed a lot of work. They took their time after purchasing it to get it fixed up and to get it water ready. And then they made their voyage out. Shortly after starting to make their voyage out, it sounded like he was just beating the shit out of her, in all fairness. It sounds like he would get really, really drunk, because it sounds like he already had a problem drinking and, taking it out. But when you're in a house, and especially when you have kids, things aren't as bad. I mean, I'm sure they get pretty bad, but they're not as bad. Whenever you're all alone and nobody's there and you're the only person there, that means you're the only outlet. So if this man has anger issues, there's no other outlet but you. And so I think it really got tumultuous out on, actually we know it got tumultuous out on the water. There is enough evidence from friends, from text messages she sent friends, to the statements made by her mom and her father. I mean, even in that interview with Ashley Banfield, her father didn't say much, but there was a moment where Ashley actually asked her her mom, did you ever tell her you were concerned? You thought she would, because she was talking about she's been preparing herself for this moment. And she goes, did you tell your daughter that? And she goes, I don't think I told my daughter. And she looks over, because you couldn't hear her husband, but her husband had said something to the effect like, I told her that, I thought that we were going to end up burying her, or something to that effect. But she went back, and I don't know how long she's been back this time. But it sounds like this time she is not coming back. This happened, what's today's date? It is the 14th. So you're talking about 10 days ago. 10 days ago, this lady toppled into this water, and not a hide nor hair of her. No bull shark, just tearing her apart in the water, nothing. There's no evidence of nothing. And then we hear from the daughter earlier this morning about how there's an Apple Watch. So anyways, let's get to some of the interviews that he has provided us. Oops, I forgot to set those up. Oopies. There we go. Give me just a second. There we go. I don't know why I like the right side.
Brian Hooker, the man who was arrested in connection to his wife Lynette's disappearance in the Bahamas, he's speaking out for the first time since being released from police custody last night.
It's been 10 days. It's been a long time.
Ooh, I already don't like how this is looking. I already don't believe him. All right, it's poll time. We've gotten through. Not funny. We got through less than 20 seconds. Okay, it's time for polls. In less than 20 seconds. Ooh, I did not like that at all. Okay. Let's see here. Ooh, I did not like that at all. Didn't like that at all. Already not. He's not good on camera. His attorney should not have done this. I think this is the reason why her attorney cut it. From what I hear, there was a lot of this stuff already cut short. Okay, so what is the question? Do you believe him? I guess that's the best one. Do you believe him? Question mark. We're already through 20 seconds of this. Yes or no? Okay, just yes or no. Start poll. Okay, guys, there you go. There you go. Hey, Sonia, it's nice to see you. Holy smokies. All right, guys, while you guys are taking the poll, I'm going to go through here and say hi to everybody. So we've got Melanie, it's nice to see you. Let them 66, Eeyore Blues. Good morning, KM. Cinderella. Hey, my love. Deanna, it's nice to see you. The real me too. You're welcome for throwing something at you that you didn't expect. But I know you're a champ. You're gonna do it. You don't have a choice. Fake news hater, it's nice to see you. Sister Karen, it's nice to see you. Hello, my love. I hope you're doing well. Downey, West Virginia Holler Girl. Hey. Sammy, Nanny Goat, it's nice to see you. OG, it's nice to see you, love. Terry, good evening. Dreaming of blue skies and sandy beaches. Hello, my love. Amber, good evening. Medic Biker, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're doing well. Sassy Granny, hello. Whispering Winds, it's nice to see ya. Who else do we have up in here? Jessica, good evening. Subscribed, I liked. Oh, from Portland, Maine, it's nice to have you. Welcome, love. Welcome. We got a lot to go down here. Let's see what else we got down here. Ooh, don't be coming here trolling. Nuh-uh. You ain't allowed to do that. Boo-boo. Take your nastiness and go on away. We don't want none. We don't want nothing you're selling. Bye. Ooh. Wow. Nothing better to do, really? This is the best you got for the evening, huh? Oh, damn. All right, well. Wish your mama would have raised you better, but hey, we can all keep wishing now, can't we? JH, it's nice to see you. Aloha. It's nice to see ya. Fake news hater, if I didn't say hi to you, it's nice to see ya. Don't forget, you guys can always, if you guys see a troll in here, you can always go to that little circle you see. Please don't tell me I gotta take this down. I already took it down once because I didn't like the way it was running. Kind of not liking the way it's running tonight either. But that's okay. It's running better than it was. Teresa, it's nice to see you. We're not going to go there. It's nice to see you. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the test tonight, but we'll see. We got to get some of this stuff off of here. All right, Downey, it's nice to see you. Good evening. What else do we have? Nanny YouTuber is here. I got that. Nice to see you. Good evening. Sonia, hello, my love. I hope you're doing well. Whispering Winds, I think we said hi. The other Sharon, hi. Sassafras, it's nice to see ya. Oma, it's nice to see you. The other Sharon, I think I said hi, but in case I didn't. Tammy. All right, guys, if I missed ya, I missed ya. Riley Rue, Jules, it's nice to see ya. I hope you guys are doing well. Brown Chicken. Oh, Brown Chicken. Hello, my love. There it is. Hey, Dollface. Kathy, it's nice to see you. All right. Well, it's great to see everybody. Let's see where we are in our poll. Do you believe him? Alrighty. Big old fat no. We don't believe him. We don't believe him at all. We're not going to believe him. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, that's too funny. No, it's not. It's not funny at all. All right, let's make sure we're not on autofocus. We're not on autofocus. Okay. Hopefully we don't have any. I feel like we're gonna have some technical issues. I already feel it in my bones. All right, let's get back to it. Let's get back to it. All right.
I don't think I've ever been apart from her in 25 years. For this long, she wouldn't stop, and I'm not going to stop.
Bahamian officials did not have
I'm not
enough
crying.
evidence to
It's just
file
my eyes are
formal
watering a little
charges.
bit.
But Hooker is not
makeup.
in the clear yet. Authorities say that they are still considering him a suspect in his wife's disappearance. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch is in the Bahamas following this story for us. And
This is very important. So the officials have said they're still considering him as a suspect, not a person of interest, folks. A suspect. So he's already on notice. As soon as they find Lynette, they're charging him. He's already on notice. I can already see how this is all going. Liar, she left him before. Yeah. So let's just go back to that list, to that last little bit of it.
to file formal charges. But Hooker is not in the clear yet. Authorities say that they are still considering him a suspect in his wife's disappearance. NBC News correspondent Jesse Kirsch is in the Bahamas following this story for us. And Jesse, you actually spoke with Brian Hooker earlier today. What did he tell you?
Yeah, so one of the things I asked him, Vicky, is why he thinks police still look at him as a suspect. He says he believes at least part of that is because of the media attention. He says he understands that police have a job they have to do. He is well.
It has nothing to do with the media attention. It has to do with him beating the shit out of his wife. I mean, there's plenty of evidence. I mean, it's overwhelming. I am surprised he's never been to jail.
I mean, attention on Lynette's case to get, hopefully, Lynette returned safely. We talked about a range of things. One thing that we could not go into deeply with him was what happened by his account the night that he says Lynette disappeared, what the investigation is focused on, because he and his attorney both said they were not going to go into specifics on that front deeply because this is an ongoing investigation. And of course, as you just mentioned, he is still being looked at as a suspect. But I did ask him about some of his conversations with investigators. Here's part of what he shared with me.
I want people to know that Lynette is my life, and we've been together almost half my life, and we belong to each other, and I mean to keep looking.
Did police ever...
I kind of feel like he's going to off himself. Because he is right. He has been with this lady for, I mean, you just don't, it's a little difficult to be with somebody, even if you lose your temper. Like, this is an oh shit factor. Oh shit, what I've done. And if you haven't been watching the channel long enough, which most of you, I've already seen who's all in the chat. You guys have been here long enough to know what the oh shit factor is, right? And so I do believe things went too far. I think things went too far that he cannot come back from, and I think he said, oh shit. But he still is going to have to live with the consequences, and at the end of the day, he is used to this woman next to him every day. He is used to this woman cooking for him and arguing with him and having something to say and filling up his time each and every day. That is a shock to his system, because whether he did it or not, he's still going to have to move on with life without her. And I truly believe that somebody that's been with somebody a quarter of a century and does this, many times and I'm saying this cautiously. He is a woman beater. I'm saying this very cautiously because I want to see him go to trial. And he's out right now, and he can do harm to himself. And I think that is a great factor here, because again, he has been with this woman for 25. He's a Marine. He's never been to jail before. If he truly killed her, he knows he did, and he knows it's only a matter of time before he is going to be arrested and put in prison for the rest of his life. He knows that. And again, you're talking about a man that is in retirement age. that has had a free life his entire life. He's been military trained, and he's about to go to the clink clink for the rest of his days on this earth. I think that's enough to make anybody kind of, and he is a cat. You can tell. You know, I think that this is a real possibility, and they need to watch him like a hawk. They need to watch him like a hawk, period.
Explicitly ask you if you hurt your wife?
Of course.
What did you say to them?
I said I've never harmed Lynette, and I never would harm Lynette, and I want to find Lynette.
He's basically saying that her mother, her father, and her daughter are all lying. He's saying that the friends that produced those text messages are all lying.
So again, that's just part of my exchange with Brian Hooker, and we'll of course have more of this throughout the day on all.
And I think they are going to be dropping some more. Now, I don't know if this is the same one. It looks like he's wearing the same shirt, but I did hear that he was going on like this little media tirade. So this might just be another media op for him. This might be something that his attorney is setting up for him to do to kind of appeal to the public. I can tell you, right, it doesn't, this is what the crazy part is. It doesn't matter if it's true. We believe it's true, period. But it really doesn't matter at this point whether or not the abuse is true. Everybody across this country believes it is. Why? Because the daughter and her mom are believable. You know, when a mother is reaching out to Al-Anon and other places to find out how do you not run your daughter off while trying to get her out of an abusive relationship, that should tell you a lot. I don't care if there's not one report of domestic violence. That right there is pretty telling. This was kept hush-hush under the rug. She was the only one that went to jail back in 2015. And then, of course, the charges were dropped. But at the end of the day, she went to jail as being the aggressor when we know. And that was going to be the case for Gabby Petito. That's why they went ahead and let them go, is because they didn't want to arrest Gabby. And she would have ultimately been the one that they took in. And again, it's about training in domestic violence and being able to try to identify, manipulative behavior from men and women, So I don't know. It just is. I don't know. Let's see.
That you remember.
I cannot share anything. As you can imagine, things are chaos and hectic.
Let's hear what the question was.
If there's anything you can share about Easter weekend
Wow.
that you remember.
I cannot share anything.
You can't share anything. Wow.
As you can imagine, things are chaos and hectic, and I just don't want to take a chance that anything could interfere with the search, as it already.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything that can interfere with the search. Okay, Brian. Yeah, we hear you. We hear you loud and clear there, buddy.
Already kind of has. I understand the Bahamian police need to do their investigation. I welcome any attention, anything that helps me further my goal of finding Lynette.
Your attorney had told us that the line of questioning from police when you were in custody was leaning toward you having possibly caused harm to her. Did police ever explicitly ask you if you hurt your wife?
Of course.
What did you say to them?
I said I've never harmed Lynette, and I never would harm Lynette, and I want to find Lynette.
You're going to continue searching on your boat. You're going to try to hire a plane.
I'm going to hire boats, and I'm going to try to hire a plane. Funds are always limited, but I don't need money without Lynette. We quit working to do this thing together. We had a plan, so I got to work the plan. And there's no point in being in any of it.
See? There it is. There it is.
You let me know when you're good with this. Right?
It's been 10 days. It's been a long time. I don't think I've ever been apart from her. In 25 years, for this long. I don't like it.
I don't like him. Wow.
She wouldn't stop, and I'm not gonna stop.
Okay, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. I'm not really feeling it. So, after he was released, as you can see, the sailboat was raided. We don't know what they were there for. There's not a whole lot of publicity about this, but it is on Law and Crime as the sailboat being raided after the husband was released. So I'll just show this little clip. It's like the first 8 seconds. I don't see where they talk about it any other time in this opening. You are crying because you know Bubba. Yeah, there is, I believe he realizes he effed up. If he's crying, it's because he knows. It's just a matter of time, in my opinion, for him. It is. Sorry,
You
not
are looking
sorry.
at new and exclusive video that only Law and Crime has of police back at the sailboat of Brian and Lynette Hooker. Multiple police raiding that boat along with a canine. Brian Hooker is free, but the mystery surrounding his wife's disappearance is far from over. Hooker.
Okay, so you guys heard that. We heard, we got some other stuff. I don't think they show the, I think that's really all they show for right now. So I don't know if they're going to give us a little more insight of what is happening on that boat. But we'll wait to see it. But I did want to show you that the boat was raided. And they had canines on that boat, checking that boat. And I anticipate that boat's going to be a lot of evidence. That woman was hurt bad on that boat many times. Many times. And I'm almost confident by the time we get down to the end of this show, I'm almost confident we're going to see where he was on his boat. He made it back to his boat. And if he made it back to his boat, guess what? Lynette made it back to the boat. So I thought this was a decent article. Lynette, husband released after her disappearance as harrowing abuse photos emerge. The husband of the missing boater, Lynette Hooker, has been released from police custody in connection with her disappearance off a boat in the Bahamas as horrifying photos of the Michigan mom's alleged abuse at his hands emerge. Brian, 59 years old, was released as the Monday evening deadline passed for police to decide how to process with the case after his arrest last Wednesday, the Royal Bahamas Police Force announced. The decision to release the individual was made following consultation with the Department of Public Prosecution, which recommended that no charges be filed at this time, pending the outcome of further investigations, the department said in a statement. So we know that they're furthering their investigation. And again, I just showed you them aborting that boat. And it looks like with a dog. And I hope they do some forensic testing on that boat as well. Bahama cops didn't identify Brian by name, but his attorney, Terrell Butler, confirms his release to NBC, and we saw it, and we just saw some interviews since then. The embattled husband, who has denied any wrongdoing in Lynette's disappearance, did not respond to reporters' questions as he left Grand Bahamas Central Police Station. Butler said her client has been very emotional and said he needed to distress from this horrible experience, the outlet reported. Brian has been in custody since Wednesday, just days after claiming his wife of nearly 25 years had tumbled from their 8-foot hard-bottom dinghy en route to their yacht in Elbow Cay. Hello, guys. Come on in. Police said in an initial investigation revealing Lynette, 55, was swept away by currents after falling into the sea from the dinghy she was in with Brian while trying to reach their sailboat, the Soulmate. During the couple's excursion from Hopetown, Elbow Cay, Lynette reportedly tumbled overboard with the keys, the boat keys. And I saw a video. We're going to see a video. I don't know if I brought it up this time. There's a video out there showing who's driving the dinghy. And guess whose hand is on the motor? Guess whose hand is on the motor? Wouldn't you know? How many people? We got 72, and I don't think it's going to change. Do you believe him? 93% of our audience does not believe Brian. They do not believe Brian. So during the couple's excursion from Hopetown to Elbow Cay, Lynette reportedly tumbled over the boat with the keys, causing the vessel's engine to shut off, police said. Brian told cops the last sight of his wife in the rough surf and paddled the small boat back to shore, eventually arriving at Marsh Harbor Boatyard around 4 a.m. Sunday. Bahamian authorities had decided by 7:20 p.m. Monday whether to issue charges after filing an extension on Friday to keep him in custody over the weekend and subject to interrogation. His release comes as Lynette Hooker's mom, Darlene Hamlet, told News Nation former host Ashley Banfield that her daughter left her husband multiple times after several incidences of alleged abuse, including one incident that left her with visible bruises on her back. His arrest comes as Lynette's mother, Darlene, told Ashley that her daughter left her husband. Oh, sorry, I already read that one. With the lifestyle that my daughter and her husband lived, I have been preparing for that phone call for a long time. That is pretty scary. That is pretty scary. With the lifestyle that my daughter and her husband live, I was prepared for that phone call for a long time. Look at that. There's the bruises. There's the back bruises. They're being released. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He could have went right back to the boat and set up. Nobody saw the flares, though. I don't believe he set off the flares. I just don't. Well, Ashley Banfield also reported that the way he made it back is all correct either from what he claimed. Yeah, I know. We got her statements. Look at that. That is bad. I have never seen somebody's back bruised that bad. That is awful. 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 Yeah. He's never heard her before. Okay. Okay. Darlene shared those images. There was a lot of good times and bad times in my daughter's relationship with her husband. A lot of highs and a lot of lows. When it was fun, it was really fun. And when it was bad times, they were bad times, the heartbroken mother said. I think they loved each other, but they were not good for each other, she said, noting Brian tended to be mean and hateful and sometimes got physical with her daughter when he drank alcohol. Lynette often took photos documenting her abuse, reminding her not to go back to Brian despite typically returning to him. Hamlet added that she consulted battered women's shelters for advice on how to get the couple to separate. She had even booked a plane ticket a month ago to go home to her mother after indicating that Brian's abuse was accelerating. So it was accelerating. She knew she was in danger, and she stayed. She knew she was in danger, and she stayed. Not that it's her fault, but at the end of the day, she still knew she was in danger, and she stayed.
the man arrested in connection with his wife Lynette's disappearance at sea must be charged by Monday night, or Bahamian police will have to set him free. That's according to his attorney, who says investigators appear to be eyeing a possible murder charge.
They told him the investigation was in relation to causing harm, which led to the death of his wife.
Did they give you any hints? Did the questions tip their hand at all?
It didn't really, because we are uncertain at this point if anybody was recovered. If you have not located the person, how can you say that harm was caused to the person? And if you have not discovered a body, how can you say whether or not foul play was involved, which led to death?
Yeah, she's definitely an attorney.
Hooker's attorney says he denies all wrongdoing. He says his wife fell from the couple's small dinghy in rough weather. In an interview with Fox News, a man who works at a boatyard in Marsh Harbor says he talked with Brian Hooker when he made it to land. The man said Hooker did not seem suspicious and appeared more exhausted than anything else. He was asking for water. He wanted water to drink. Meanwhile, authorities have spent the last week searching for Lynette Hooker. This is where Brian Hooker's attorney says he's being held by police who have not given us a fresh comment for days.
Again, this is a different interview. Oops, I guess it's not going to. Usually they play right there on the. This is not going to play. Okay, well. There we go. I guess it's not going to play. Alright, well, it's not going to play, so we'll get back to this one. Oh, this is it. And it's not going to play. Okay. Alright, so here is the maps that Brian gave some friends about his path of travel. And the problem I think everybody has with this path of travel is not that he went across the Abaco Sea or that channel. It's the fact that there was help right near him. You got to remember, they had just left a bar. They were on land all day long partying. And they left around 7 or 7:30. She went overboard at 7:30. She was swimming toward Elbow Cay or toward their boat, according to him, before she went over. Yet he decided to row not to his boat, which was the closest place to him, or even Elbow Cay, where he could have gotten help. He chose to take the boat clear across this channel to the other side for help. It didn't make sense. It didn't make any damn sense. Because even if your family or anybody went over and you couldn't get to them, what's the first thing you're going to do? It's to go ahead and proceed back to your vessel. I have never heard anybody just up and row. I mean, even the vessel has a motor on it. You could get to the other side much quicker. If you couldn't find her, then you could have got into the motorboat that you had the keys for and trucked the sailboat over to the harbor fairly quickly, a lot quicker. He was buying time. He was setting up an alibi. That's what he was trying to do. He was setting up an alibi. And I actually think he was able to take the dinghy over there. But the interesting thing is, like, this is Ashley Banfield and what she uncovered and what somebody, I would presume, Lynette's daughter sent this to her.
She basically just bounced off the dinghy in the middle of a little blow, like 20-some knot winds that popped up. I think she tried to swim back to the sailboat, back to our sailboat, which was probably, I don't know, 1,000 yards or something.
It was only 1,000 yards away! The sailboat was only 1,000 yards away, folks. And he decides to go across the freaking channel. This is a real photo of where he was and where he went. So he decides to go this way, across the channel, all the way across the channel. when he could have just gotten help here and his boat was only 1,000 yards away up here? And you're telling me he decided to spend 8 hours going across the Abaco Sea instead of going 1,000 yards to the frickin' boat where he had a radio and a motor? Cut it out. Cut it out.
Anymore. I grabbed the flares by then. I had 2 flares, and they didn't see the flares, I guess.
So in this same vein, I now want to show you a couple of maps that CBS News actually released, because he sent these maps to his friends. And again, the friends gave it to the press. But this is Brian, obviously in those 4 days where he wasn't, he was free to roam about the cabin. He created these maps to show his friends this perilous journey that he had taken after Lynette supposedly went off the back of the dinghy and he couldn't rescue her, and he had a broken oar and was trying to paddle, and
everybody is so concerned about that broken oar, and you can't blame them. You can't blame them, because there's definitely something wrong with why the broken oar. The flares were found in the boat and had not been used. How did you find that out? Teresa, can you send that to me? bullhornbetty@gmail.com. Would you send that to me, please, please, please? That'd be great. I just want to make sure I record it properly and put it in the file. I'd greatly appreciate that. I'd greatly appreciate that. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. So we've already seen those maps. Those were the ones we just looked. Again, trucking across. Oh shit. There it is. Trucking across doesn't make any sense. Cancel. Hey Siri, cancel. Stop. You didn't find anything. I didn't ask you shit. Okay. So it just doesn't make sense. You see the red line, right? You see the red line. That red line shows you where they came from. Look at how he went straight across there. And come to find out, that's not how he trekked back, from my understanding, to this area. It looks like he went up and around and back and up in a different way. And she's going to show you here in just a second.
Perilous journey that he had taken after Lynette supposedly went off the back of the dinghy and he couldn't rescue her, and he had a broken oar and was trying to paddle, and off he went into this blackened sea and drifted towards Marsh Harbor's shore. Anyway, I'm astounded.
Sammy, that's not sure. That's not true, because he said he shot two in two. One was a text to a friend or something. But the other one was a recorded conversation where he's talking about shooting the flares up. And I said, because I remember saying to I said it out loud when we heard it, there's no way he shot flares up. I don't believe him.
Sounded that he went to all this trouble, paddle, and off he went into this blackened sea and drifted towards Marsh Harbor's shore. Anyway, I'm astounded that he went to all this trouble. To me, in my line of work as a true crime reporter, it kind of looked like this is a guy who's really protesting too much, making a lot of effort to say, see, this is where I was, as opposed to, I don't give a flying fuck, who cares? I want to find my wife. I'm not going to explain anything to anybody. I want to find my wife. That didn't seem to be it. It was more, look at my journey. Here's the course I took, and here's the map. So take a peek at these maps. And
remember, one of the telltale signs that we look at in just about every single case, one of the red flags, is when they're talking to the people, are they trying to elicit help from them, or are they speaking to them in a self-serving manner because they're trying to convince them? The convincing language.
And it's hard for me to explain exactly, because these maps they're not big enough for me to understand exactly where I am right now, but by tomorrow I'm going to know. But he has these red lines that are supposed to show where he went and where Brian's dinghy route went when he was floating for 9 hours, with no power on the boat, because he says Lynette went off the back with the electric key. In any case, the reason I wanted to show you Brian's maps is because I got my hands on a real map. And so the real map is intriguing because it's a map that shows his actual course. And I have it because Brian's watch.
Look, so you got this coming around. You got it going this way. You got this coming right here and then going back this way, where this is where I absolutely believe this is where their boat was parked. I think this was the trip there. And I think he left and he went over here and then he had to come back and park his boat here. And then he rode the dinghy all the way over here and pitched the keys. Somewhere around here, I think he pitched the keys when he was getting close to the shore. And then he just acted like he paddled up to the shore. You know? That's kind of what I kind of think happened. Because you can see where these lines overlap. But again, not drifting too much. I mean, he's in a dinghy. He has a one oar, and you would think that he'd be going straight across, not following the same path that his boat needed to follow to stay in the channel. His big boat, his sailboat. There's nothing abnormal about the path. There's nothing abnormal about this path.
Watch plotted a course. And his stepdaughter, Carly Aylesworth, she used to follow the course. So she was looking at the course and she was following it along. It's sort of like, it's like plots on a line and then the line connects. I'm trying to make heads or tail of it.
So we have different things that show and plot the map. But again, look at some of these movements. Look at some of these movements. Is it possible? Let's look at the map. What is that? Scotland Cay. Let's look up there at Scotland Cay. Okay, where is... Okay. Because that is concerning. So here's where they were. Here's Elbow Cay. Here's the marsh. Here's Scotland Cay. And why is that important? Because on this one, it shows he went all the way up here past Scotland Cay. What is above Scotland Cay? The Great Guna Cay. What is here? This looks pretty developed as well. Interesting. We have a lot of greenery up here. A lot of area that's I don't know. I think that is interesting to be that far away. All the way up here and then turns around and comes back here and then goes this way. Guys, look at this area. Look at this. He was gone for about 8 hours. Great Buena Cay has some bars and huge resorts. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for a dumping place. I'm looking for a dumping place. Unless they went there to party. Because look at this. It looks like a straight shot. Look, they were at Elbow Cay and straight shot this way. And then comes back to the harbor and then goes back out and sits here. And then ends up going this way with the dinghy to wash up on shore over here. This is the vessel map. This shows you the vessel. The one before that was his, I think, watch. So it shows where he went. But this is the vessel. Because it says right here, add vessel, one vessel. This is the vessel. This is the Soulmate. He went to his boat. He was in his boat. Oh boy, I see lightning in here, thunder. Oh no! Well, be safe, let them 66. Be safe. All right, let's keep moving on with this.
There's a video and there's a still picture. And again, I think I need to talk to an expert about what exactly it shows us. But
look at this. It's showing you the Soulmate is right there. Look at this. At 8:22. Let's see where this goes.
But look, I'm just going to tell you from,
And it moves.
my not very learned mariner's approach to these maps. I'm struggling with how perfect the lines are. So for instance, if Brian leaves Marsh Harbor, and then
it is moving. Hold on. No, I went too far.
What exactly it shows us, but
so it's there. It's
look,
there.
I'm just
going to
tell you from
It looks like around midnight it moved. Hold on. So it was there at 8:14.
But look,
it's there at 10:21. Has it moved at 10:21?
Look, I'm just going to tell you.
And then it moves between 11 and midnight. And it moves closer to Luber's quarters. And that's around midnight. So the boat moves. The sailboat, the Soulmate moves. Now let's see it. So now it's about midnight, 12:19 in the morning, almost 12:20 in the morning.
From,
Now it's 1 o'clock in the morning, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. Or is that the afternoon? 12, no, maybe that's the afternoon.
My not very learned.
Okay, I might be looking at this wrong because now it's going to 17. So this is evening. Okay, I was looking at it wrong. I'm sorry, guys.
Mariner's approach to these maps.
So she's not really showing us what it does. So she's only getting us up to 6:30, and the Soulmate did not move.
I'm struggling with how.
Oh, there it is. Now we're at midnight on the 5th.
Perfect the lines are. So for instance, if Brian.
And so it starts moving. So the actual boat starts moving. Look at that. It moved on the 5th at, what is that, 11:51? It's not even quite midnight. And now the Soulmate is moving. How did they know it moved? Because this right here is some type of vessel coordinator GPS. It's got to be on the vessel because you can see add a vessel. It's got one vessel added, and you can see it's listed as a Soulmate. And you're seeing this moving at midnight. When he's saying he's paddling across this channel here, his boat is literally moving. So now it's at 11:51 that evening. So they're saying, no, that still doesn't make sense, does it? Is their time wrong? Because now we're on the 5th, and we heard that what is she showing us here? Because we're hearing that she disappeared on the 4th. I've got the timeline here. Wait a minute. Let me see what I'm looking at here. So we're hearing she went missing on the 4th. Did he roll up at 5 a.m. on the 5th? Yeah, the boat had navigation. There's something they're trying to show us here. He's so busted. I think he is, because I think this is what the daughter was saying, that he was moving, but I'm not liking I'm not liking this, because this is saying that this is 11 o'clock on the 5th, not the 4th. She lost her life on the 4th, I'm almost confident, not the 5th. So he would have been rolling up at like midnight on the 5th, right? So he actually theoretically reported her missing on the 5th. She went, because they were out bar hopping on the 4th, right? Or was it the 3rd and he called it in on the 4th? Let me look it up. Let's look at the timeline. When did Lynette Hooker go into the water, and when was she reported missing? She had been on a sailing trip the evening of April 4th. Okay. So now we have it. The evening of April 4th. The evening of April 4th, she fell off. She was at bar hopping. So April 4th, bar hopping. And then so April 5th at around 4 a.m. is when Brian made it to Marsh Harbor. Okay. All right, I think we got it now. Okay, yeah, 7/7. Yep, reported. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. Okay. So, I think she's trying to show us that the boat moved. I think is what she's trying to show us. But I don't know. But let's get back to it.
Brian leaves Marsh Harbor and then follow the red, arrows, ends up at that big long thing way off on the right in the blue water. It's Elbow Cay, where it's beautiful and there's restaurants and Hopetown's there, and I'm going to take you there tomorrow. That makes sense.
So
the arrow makes sense. He's headed with Soulmate and Lynette on board to Elbow Cay.
That track to that one area we were just looking at, the Scotland, what was it, Great Guna Cay? That was earlier in the 4th. I just saw where she backed up to it. I could see where it went to it. And I saw the date and time. So it was way before she disappeared. So that's good. That's good. Okay. So I wanted to make sure that we understood that. So perfect.
But what doesn't make sense is if Brian is now drifting aimlessly in the dark water, in the little dinghy, with a broken oar and no ability, to maneuver, why does the course look identical on the way back? Like the course follows exactly the same track as Soulmate did on the way there, it seems. And I know one thing: when you're blowing in the wind in the dinghy, you're not keeping a straight course. You're kind of all over the place, and you're sure as shit not following the exact same course that your yacht did on the way there.
Boom! Boom! All right, so you guys get it. So the boat was raided. We now have some real coordinates, and his story is falling apart. That's the one thing that we can deduct from tonight's show, is that Brian Hooker's story is falling apart. Did he have something to do with his wife? Well, it seems like he's lying about a few details. It sounds like he's lying about a few details. So, our brains in the true crime genre say, what would make a man lie about details? Cover up. This seems like our classic. If we were to apply, is it Occam's razor to this? We have a death followed by immediate concealment. That's more like what we're dealing with here. This is the majority of our cases. So this is something that we're frequently seeing in these cases. So this is something we have plenty of experience in. It's something that we see frequently in our cases that we cover on this show, especially the ones with domestic violence and a domestic violence element to it. The problem is that this suspect, Brian Hooker, his MO is strangulation. This has been, now you got to take her daughter. Her daughter is now an adult at minimum. I don't know what her daughter's age is. I'm not going to look it up. If you guys know, you know. I don't need to know. I don't really care. She's an adult. The bottom line is her daughter's an adult. But when her daughter was 3 years old, her daughter remembers Brian strangling, putting his hands around his 12-year-old daughter's neck. Okay? And she reported it and told that to apparently there was a court hearing because of it. He was found not guilty, of course. But at the end of the day, she remembers that, and she spoke about that on an interview as an adult just recently about this event that she saw so many years ago. And that just tells you how long he's been doing this. His MO is strangulation. So the problem with that is you can really do some damage. Why do they don't allow law enforcement to use force around your neck anymore like they once did? You cannot knee, the whole thing. We've been hearing about it. It's because things can happen in here that can kill you. And so that's his forte, and he had a bad day. And all it took is just her saying one thing to him wrong, and he was probably on top of her again. Because the last time he did this to her, she heard something in her neck crack. And according to her own mother, she was stiff for a while after she came back to her mom. So this one was, this seems like all the elements that were there the first go round, the one that happened several months ago, were there during this event. And for us to think that he did not hurt her this time is bullshit, because we know he did. He had a bad day, everything was going wrong, and he was drunk. Cut it out. We know how this stuff ends. So they're calling him a suspect. I think that is very interesting terminology. They call him a suspect. That means they didn't have enough to charge him with. They've opted not to charge him with anything because they're going to find her and they are going to charge him. I think it's going to be a matter of time. There's only so much he can do. And yeah, he could sink her, but they're going to see evidence of that because, again, they only have so much stuff on that boat. It's not like there's an Ace Hardware or Home Depot around the corner. You get what I'm saying? So they're left to whatever they've got on that boat. So there's going to be evidence that something is missing that should be there. So I absolutely believe if there is something that sunk her, there's going to be evidence of it. He's going to have to put her in something. So we'll see where this goes. But they raided his boat. They brought dogs aboard his boat. I think that was a cadaver dog. I bet you anything, because I didn't see multiple dogs. I saw a dog. And I bet you they're trying to see if there's any evidence of a deceased person on that boat. That's what I truly think. I bet you anything that was a cadaver dog. I bet you anything that was a cadaver dog. This is sad. She was beautiful. She seemed like a great person in a bad situation, and it just shows you how bad domestic violence is. She put her poor body through so much because she didn't want to go through a divorce. It seems so just worthless. It's just, for what? A beautiful soul gone for forever because she couldn't walk away. She couldn't walk away. He kept pulling her back in. She just couldn't walk away. And now she's gone. I don't know. I'm back and forth whether she's in the water or on land. It's the oar. It's the broken oar. I don't think he used the oar to beat her with or anything like that, because his thing was strangulation. I think he was using the oar for something else, either to move her, to get her, if she was on the boat and he had to hoist her up and try to get her off the side of the boat. Maybe they used it for leverage and it snapped during that. Or, again, using it as a shovel and trying to dig and get stuff, and, just using it so much, trying to get the hole that it finally snapped. So I think, I'm hoping that within 2 weeks they find her. Within 2 weeks they should know. I think less than that, they should know whether she's in the water. Those waters are warm, they're not cold. And if it's warm water, her body should break down quicker. So if she did drown, she should come up to that. And if he did tie something to her, hopefully as she breaks down, she'll start releasing from some of those ties. But I'm fearful with him being out, because I feel like he's going to try to do more to get rid of evidence, of the crime. So I hope they have him under constant surveillance, and they might have him under constant surveillance since he is, classified as a suspect. So anyways, guys, I just found that interesting. Released from jail, raided boat, and, now we're finding out his maps truly don't make sense, and they don't show what he needs them to show. So this case is heating up, but it's going to be a combination. And I'm not convinced that they don't have video, because there's a lot. I'm noticing that there's a lot of homes and businesses and bars and stuff right off the water. I bet you if they go and do an investigation, they can get some of those nighttime videos and images. They can see something. I bet you anything there is some type of recording of something out there. If they're willing to do the legwork, I think that they can acquire it. If anybody's out there in the Bahamas that are on any of these islands near where this happened, please consider preserving your images, your videos, your footage. If you guys were out on the water, if you're a boat lifer and you were in this general area and you have some, cameras going or anything, turn those cameras into law enforcement. All right, Miss Karen, I need your help. I need you to come up on the show and see if we can get this to work, to see if this will work. Guys, do not come into the chat. Oops, let me go ahead and change this. Hold on a second. I don't even want my face there. Hold on a second. Do I want it on? Do I not want it on? Let's turn that off. Okay. Karen, come up here, because I got to check this out and see how to get this to work and see if we can do a panel. Guys, do not click on this link. That's only for the Real Me Too to click on the link. And while the Real Me Too is clicking on that link, how do I want to do this? Let's pull this out, make it its own little link, its own little tab thingy here. Okay. Screen 2. Let's see. No, cancel. Oh, wow. That is quite a large file there. Here. All right. I want to see if I can get the real me too. She's gonna kill me. I am so sorry. You're gonna have to deal with it. Okay, let's see what we can do. I want to get the panels going again. So give me a second. Look how blurry that is. That's why I don't use StreamYard anymore. It's just blurry. It's just blurry. I mean, that's exactly why I hated it the first time. Okay, let's see if we can get... Is the real me too? The real me too, where are you? Did she dip out? She's like, up and blowing this popsicle stand. You can cover your face. Nobody's going to see you. I just need you up on the panel. She's not here yet. When was the last time I saw her type in here? About 7 minutes ago. She should be able to hear. I think your mod is hiding. I think she is too. That's okay. I'll call her. Don't make me call you. Better get up on this damn screen, woman. Sonya, you might have to take her place if she gonna take her time. I'm trying. She says I'm trying. She's trying. Oh, try a little harder, lady. No, I'm just joking. All right, let me see if I got this set up first. Let's see what we got. We want the vents set up. Do I want that on? Screen 1 is off. No, I don't want to monitor. I think I want that off too. All right. Sonya, can you click on it? I need somebody to click on that link and come up here. She's struggling. She's struggling. You might have to pull your computer out or your laptop. Oh, good gracious. Here, somebody hit that link that doesn't mind coming up here. Somebody just hit the damn link and come on up here. Let's see who comes up here. Pick your poison. You can do it. Oh, not everybody at once don't hit that link, but somebody come up here. I need to test my system out. I can't get my system to test out. My mom in the chat. Mom! No. Can somebody hit that link and come up here so I can check out this system? All right, Sonya, or not Sonya, but I'm calling you, Karen. What the hell's the problem here? Karen is not tech savvy. She is not tech savvy at all. She hung up on me. All right. Looks like somebody's coming up. So looks like okay, thank you, Sonya. Sonya, you can turn your camera off if you want. Should be a way to turn your camera off. All right. Well, just don't show your face. I'm pulling you up on the thing now. All right. Let me. There we go. Hold on. Okay, we got Deanna. Deanna, okay, thank you. If you want to turn your camera off, you can, unless you want to keep it up. You're more than welcome to. All right. Can you ladies hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Can you guys out there in the chat box, can you guys hear these ladies on the screen?
Hi.
Hello, Deanna. How are you doing?
Well, dandy. How are you?
Good. And now Gwen's up there, too. We got Gwen on stage, too. Might as well go ahead and just put this... Can you guys hear me without Hold on, just give me a second. Let me see if people can hear you guys in the chat. Oh, everybody's saying they can hear you guys. Ooh, they can hear you guys. Ooh, we got it. Ooh, I think we got it. And I don't want mine up here. Can I remove mine from stage? I don't want to remove me from stage. I just want to remove my block from stage. So, can I move these around? Sorry, I don't know what I can do here. I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. Okay, guys. Well, it's nice to see you all. Thank you for coming up here and helping me out. So since we have everybody up here, we might as well go ahead and have a... hello. Who's that? That's Sonia. Sonia's saying hi, everybody. Oops, let me move this around. Can everybody see? All right. So there. Now we officially have our talking thing. What is this? Oh, we got somebody coming to the stage now. I can only let 6 people up, folks. So after... I think we got like one more person that we can add, and that's about it. So what do you guys think about the case, the hooker case, the sailing hookers? We'll start with a round table. Deanna, you can go first.
Well, I think he's sus. He's obviously done something to her. What, we don't know yet.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. Well, we're not going to stay up here very long. I just wanted to check and see how we can do all this stuff. Do you guys like this? Are you guys coming in? Oh, the real Me Too finally. She finally made it. If you want to turn your camera off, I'm about to pull you on the stage.
I don't know.
Oh, we can hear her. We can finally hear you. Yay! Everybody's waving. We don't have people. Guys, remember, there's a camera down at the bottom. You have a microphone and a camera. You just hit the camera and you can turn it off. There you go.
Yeah, okay.
There you go. All right. There we go. We got everybody.
Sorry.
We got everybody up on the stage. I love this. So what do you think? Do you think we should do a panel?
Yes.
No, I mean, not tonight. I don't want to do it tonight because it's already late, but we finally got... Look how blurry it is. You guys want to know why I can't stand... Look how blurry it is. We kept dealing with all of this blurriness on the StreamYard. I don't know why it's so blurry on my screen. I see everybody else. They have beautiful, crystal clear. I paid... What were we paying? $40, $50, $60 for our monthly service, and it was blurry. Blurry every blessed time. And it's blurry behind me. Look how blurry it is. I don't know if you guys can see this on your screen, but look at my logo. You can bear it's all blurry. It sucks. Anyways. All right, guys, we got our panels. Say yay. Does anybody want to say anything before we kick you guys all off?
Oh, now you're going to kick us off after we got up
here and say hi and help you out a little bit. It looked like you were having some troubles there.
I was having some troubles.
Yeah. I was hoping and praying this would have been really a true accident, but his stuff is looking more and more sketch to me.
I agree. I was hoping it was an accident too, but you know what? If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, and not only that, but it's his own words coming back to haunt him, because he's the one that said that they were drinking all day, and we know that when they drink all day, a fight happens at night.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
well, have a good night, y'all. I gotta go to work.
All right. Well, you have a great night.
I'll talk to you later.
Thank you. Thank you so much for your helping me. Bye-bye.
Oh, yeah.
All right, guys, on the panel, I really do appreciate you guys all coming up. I'm going to kick you guys off now because I just wanted to see if we could do panels. Sonia with her big heart. Thank you, Sonia. Thank you guys for allowing me to throw you guys up here on the moment's notice, but I had to find out if we had the ability to do panels, and it looks like, and there's no echo or anything like that. We're coming in clear on your end and everything.
Sounds good.
Perfect. I love it. All right, guys. Well, this might be a thing. I think tomorrow we might have our first, tomorrow night at 6 p.m. I think we're going to have our first panel. Our first panel on the OBS system. This is going to be fun. This is going to be super fun. I'm super stoked. All right, guys. Have a great night. We'll see you. We'll see you tomorrow.
You too, Betty.
Bye-bye. All right. I'm super excited. We're going to have a panel tomorrow night. So what really happened? What really happened to Lynette? I can tell you, based on everything we're seeing, we've seen this story before, and it doesn't look good. It looks like Lynette may have lost her life to domestic violence, and it sounds like her husband might be the suspect to that. So I think if they just follow her, come here, oh, the baby, come on, come. There we go. And so I think if we follow wherever he went, we're going to find out where she might be. Hi, sweet pea. Hi. You want to say hi to everybody, or did you just want me to come give you some lovin's? What is it? What is it? What is it? Okay. Okay. All right. You can go now. All right. Thank you. All right, guys, that really is the end of our show. I just wanted to show you he is out, but the investigation rages on. They've raided his boat. They brought a dog aboard, a canine. I have a funny feeling it's a cadaver dog. I don't know. It's possible it might not be, but I really think a cadaver dog would fit, unless they're bringing a dog on to find some scent of some sort, which I don't see why they'd be bringing a tracking dog on. It just doesn't fit for me. I think this is a cadaver dog we saw on that boat, and I think that cadaver dog may have hit that, somebody might have lost their life on that boat. I think he panicked. I think, all the things that happened. 8 hours, guys. We have to remember he had a lot of time to plan this. He had a lot of time to act before he ever washed ashore at 4 a.m. This is truly awful. It is absolutely awful. So hopefully we find where she is. Seems like every time we come here, we just have case after case after case after case going unsolved. When are we going to have something solved? When are we going to have something solved? I hope we have this one solved. I hope we have Nancy Guthrie solved. I hope we get Sebastian Rogers' case solved, and I hope we get Summer Wells' case solved, among all the other ones, Layla, Holland, and the list just goes on and on and on. Guys, thanks for coming out. Thanks for hanging out. Don't forget, if you're on the replay crew or you made it this far, hit that thumbs up button. Put a comment in the chat. Let me know what you think. And more importantly, if you have an opportunity to hype this show, please consider hyping this show. God bless each and every one of you, and we will see you soon.